Welcome to Cape Breton. 欢迎到卡普敦岛来。
Jilida ug Unama'ki.
Bienvenue à Cape Breton.
Felcha, gu Cape Breton.
Tuloy po kayo dito sa Cape Breton.
أهلا بكم نورتم Cape Breton.
केप ब्रिटेन में आपका स्वागत है.
Welcome to Cape Breton and willkommen in Cape Breton.
Gianu, Cape Breton.
Bem-vindos à ilha de Cape Breton.
Cape Breton Island की मेको स्वागतम.
Wagwan Cape Bretoners.
Welcome to Cape Breton. I'm your host, Norma Jean McPhee Zink. This is our third episode. Yay! Thanks for listening as we continue to meet with people living across Cape Breton, Unama'ki. This podcast is one of change, discovery, arrival, and home. It's an initiative of the Cape Breton Partnership, and it's for people curious about the evolving community landscape of the island. Storytelling in Cape Breton is as old as the first people living here. You come across any house on any street, and you're going to hear a story. This podcast aims to reflect the tales of people who have newly arrived to Cape Breton, Unama'ki. You'll also meet people across the island dedicated to welcoming them to their new home. As an economic development organization, the Cape Breton Partnership wholeheartedly believes in working with all partners across Unama'ki to create welcoming, productive, and prosperous communities. People have come here for a variety of reasons: to study, for a new career, or for an escape from the hustle of the big city life. Others still have heard of Cape Breton and its many alluring attributes and knew they wanted to be part of it. Today we'll meet people who decided to call Unama'ki home, to study, and to work. First we'll head to Westmount. That's just across the water from the Big Fiddle in Sydney. Here we'll meet Kalie Wang in the microgreen facility located in her backyard. Kalie started Urban Grow Farms 3 years ago.
On the first rack, we have the pink radish, and they have the bright color and a little spicy in flavor. And underneath, we have herbs. There's cilantro and there's some dill.
The vibrant mini plants pop out of dozens of black trays on the shelving units in the large room. Microgreens start from regular seeds planted in soil, but they're planted more densely, and then the shoots are harvested within a week. Kalie and her family, who help with the process, always have a combination of greens almost ready to harvest and those that are just starting.
They would still be in these black boxes and with soil and seeds planted in them. Just they are covered up, and so we can get the best result for germinations.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, and then you uncover them when they get to a certain height, huh?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, okay. So put them under the light, and so they can change color, and they will grow more like leafy greens. They will grow more fuller when they're under the light. Yeah.
Kalie has medium-length black hair, and she's about my height, all of 5'4", and she radiates kindness and enthusiasm. There's freshness in the air from all the lovely microgreens. Kalie sells her product at the Cape Breton Farmers Market, directly to restaurants, and also through the Cape Breton Food Hub. The microgreens, what would a typical week look like?
So, yeah, usually our planting starts Saturday, Sunday, and then we will plant the new trays, plant the seeds, and then get them ready for germination. And on Monday, mostly just maintaining the current crops, make sure that everything's watered and everything's growing properly. Tuesday night, we will start looking at some sunflowers because, as you can see, sunflower has a little bit of hulls on them, and most of them will get off as they grow bigger, but they do need a little bit extra work to pick them out by hand.
So the seed, the outer shell doesn't stay on.
Exactly. So Tuesday night, we'll start prepping the sunflowers, pick some shells off the plants, and then Wednesday morning is Food Hub and one of our restaurants delivery. So any restaurants orders from us from other parts of the island that we have to get to the trucking company to deliver. Usually we do that on Wednesday, same as our Food Hub orders. So we'll be up early on Wednesday morning. 5 o'clock. And if we have lots of orders, and, we have to get up even earlier than that, and harvest all the orders, pack them, label them, package them away in the cardboard boxes. And then by 7 to 7:30, they're out the door to the trucking company. So before I go to work, all of that needs to be done. And then that's Wednesday.
Phew! Thursday, there's more deliveries. Friday is cleanup. And then the cycle starts all over again. And so you've been saying when you get home from work or before you go to work, this sounds like a lot of work. So tell me about the rest of the work that keeps you busy.
Yeah, we definitely live in a very busy lifestyle, and things just work out this way. When we first get into the business, we didn't think that this would be our life. So when I first started my business, I didn't have my daughter. It was 3 years ago, and my daughter is now 2.5. So I definitely didn't imagine that life would be getting so busy. So, as she grown bigger, and she needs a lot of course, attention, and I tend to spend a lot of time with her. On top of that, I'm working full-time. I'm teaching at the college. So basically during the day from 8 to 4 o'clock, I'm at work. And when I come home, I have my daughter to look after, and I have this farm to look after.
Luckily, she's not alone. Although she started the microgreen business, it's a family affair. Her husband's been involved since the beginning, and now his parents are also involved with the farm and their granddaughter.
They came here from Ukraine since March. They have been great help. They have been doing a lot of work around the farm, cutting and packaging and all those things that they have been just doing them by themselves. And I'm really grateful that they're able to here to help me. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm able to do that on my own. Yeah.
Wow, and obviously nice for them to be here. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they help us to finish this facility, and they did a lot of work moving things in place, and they have since developed their own system for the business in terms of operation, in terms of a lot of things, and they're doing great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's become it always was a family business between you and your husband, and now it's expanded.
Yeah. My husband has been away for some military training, basic training. So, while he's away, that we're still able to maintain the business activities, and I'm still able to go to work, and still able to spend some time with my daughter. So that's really great. I'll show you the sunflower, so you can see that when I see the hulls will still be attached. You can see that this is what we'll be doing on a Tuesday night to remove this.
So you're taking the black hard shell off the sunflower. Yeah.
They don't always fall off when they grow.
If you don't mind stepping back a few years and tell this podcast, we're trying to tell stories of folks who are now fully Cape Bretoners, and you're not a newcomer by any stretch, but just I'm curious about where, what brought you here and your other roots.
Yeah, so I came here about 10 years ago. It's exactly 10 years ago. I came here to study. I came here for my MBA. And when I first got here, I really didn't imagine the life would turn out the way it is that, today. But it's this place, Cape Breton, is very different from where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a busy city, and,
Where were you coming from?
I'm from China, and my city has over 5 million population, and basically, nonstop every day, and then traffic everywhere, noise everywhere, people everywhere. But coming here was definitely, it took me a while to adjust, but I soon realized that this is what I wanted, and this is where I want to live. And at first I was trying to, move to different places, but it's the people that, more people I met, more I feel like I want to make this place home. And, Cape Bretoners are very welcoming. They go above and beyond. They want you to succeed sincerely. And I really, that's not something I grew up experiencing. So it's definitely the people that made me where I am, who I am today. And I'm really glad I stayed.
Others in the community are also glad she stayed. With their microgreens around kitchens for 3 years now, people are taking notice.
The Newcomer Entrepreneur of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding entrepreneur who was born outside of Canada.
That's Kelly McKinnon. She's a colleague of mine. She presented the 2022 Newcomer Entrepreneur of the Year Award at the Cape Breton Regional Chamber of Commerce's Excellence in Business Awards last October.
As the island's local economic development organization, the Cape Breton Partnership is proud to sponsor this evening's award. In order to grow Cape Breton's economy, we need to grow our population, and immigration is a huge part of this. Immigrants contribute so much to our communities and our economy, especially those who choose to embark on their journey to starting a successful and thriving business. This is something that we at the Cape Breton Partnership are proud to facilitate and recognize. And the winner for Newcomer Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Kalie Wang.
I still couldn't believe that when they announced my name at the event. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's definitely a dream came true.
With me on the stage today is my mother-in-law, Natalia, and they came here. My in-laws came here in March since the war started, and they came to live with us. Right now that they're playing, my in-laws are playing a crucial roles in our business. They have learned entire operation process in a very short time, despite the language barrier. Right now they're taking the entire process. I hope you guys enjoyed the microgreens that you had earlier on your plate. That's from. Thank you. My mother-in-law grew them and hand cut them, every week for our restaurant clients and all of our clients across the island.
Back in Westmount at the microgreen facility, Kalie is reflective and grateful.
I'm so glad that over the years, people who have supported me in the same group that lift me up. Those difficult times I wanted to give up and, getting up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to do the business and keep up with everything. There are moments that I didn't want to continue, but I'm glad I did. And then it was definitely a very rewarding being an entrepreneur. And Cape Breton is the best place to do it.
Now a quick message from the Cape Breton Partnership.
The Cape Breton Partnership offers several programs designed to help people integrate more fully into Cape Breton Unama'ki. Are you new to the island or want to welcome those who are? The Cape Breton Welcome Network wants to hear from you. There are volunteer welcome groups across Cape Breton Unama'ki. That's the Cape Breton Welcome Network. Be welcomed, belong, be home. Are you a recent graduate or someone looking to make better contacts in your field of work? The Cape Breton Connector program can match you up with someone already immersed in the area of expertise that you wish to enter. Find the Cape Breton Connector program on Facebook today. Be sure to check out our Welcome to Cape Breton website, where you'll not only find this podcast, but lots of great information on living, working, studying, and investing in Cape Breton Unama'ki. That's welcometocapebreton.com. Are you looking for a new job, or do you need to hire some more employees? Visit the Cape Breton Partnership job board for a listing of jobs located all across Cape Breton Unama'ki. That's capebretonjobboard.com. Now back to the podcast with Norma Jean.
Traveling from Westmount to Port Hawkesbury, now we'll meet Nani Venus and Aby Maqui, Originally from the Philippines, Aby and Nani lived in the United Arab Emirates for 10 years before making their way to Cape Breton.
We are in our first treatment room for my laser, my facial, and my waxing. And then we're going to move to other treatment area.
Okay. Nani and Aby run Nani's Esthetics, which is where we meet up. Nani and Aby and I all sit in the front waiting area of their salon. Plants sit on a bright windowsill. Nani is taller, and she's the esthetician, and Aby, a bit shorter, looks after the finances. Both have kind smiles. Nani is a little nervous at first, but once we start talking, all is good.
And when I arrived 2013, that was February 2, and it was snowing, and I almost go back to Abu Dhabi because I was scared, I was shocked. But later on, I love it. I love snow, and I love Cape Breton.
When you, 2013, February, that's quite the shocker to step into.
Yes. It's hard because I was alone when I arrived here, and I don't have nobody, I don't know people. So after that, we try to bring Aby here because that is the one that I spoke to my boss that I'm gonna stay here if we're gonna bring Aby here. So after a year and a half, and Aby arrived.
Oh wow! It must have been so difficult to be apart for a year and a half.
Yes, it was difficult, and this is our dream to come to Canada, and we get married here.
You did?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, we did.
Exciting.
Yes.
Okay.
Year 2014, November.
After you arrived, obviously.
Yes, like 3 months after.
Well, congratulations. I mean, you're 9 years in now as a married couple. I just got married last July, so it's just so exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, and then what was it like for you then, Aby, to be able to join Nani there in 2014?
Oh, of course, that was like our big dream has materialized, and I told her it's not really easy to be apart, but I know that when you have patience and when you strive hard, after a year and a half, I came. Then start working here and try to check Nova Scotia, how beautiful it is. And we find Nova Scotia people are very friendly and very accommodating. Even though they don't know you, they always say hi and, wave their hands like they know you for a long time. Yeah.
And this is our pedicure room. And if there's a couple or a friend, sister, mother and daughter, it's available for them.
Because we have two chairs. And my gosh, there must be 100 colors of nail polishes.
Yes.
Wow. To the right and the left from the waiting area, there are several smaller treatment rooms. After both working for another esthetician employer for several years, then they decided to embark on their own business. And with lots of help from others in the community, Nani's Esthetics was born.
We started the small, like we had 100 clients, and of course, some of those are local from Port Hawkesbury, and they knew us, and they started to come here and book some manicures, pedicures.
And then from there, it's a word of mouth, and some of my clients, they found me that I have Nani's Esthetics.
Besides themselves, they employ 2 other people. Admittedly, Nani and Aby say that they had to work hard and learn lots of new ways of doing business here in Nova Scotia.
It is not easy when you put up a business, but thanks to all our friends who really guided us on how. And some struggles and challenges that we have experienced are like, how can we, because it's totally different to do the business in the Philippines where we came from, a native from Philippines, and here in Canada. Here there's tax. So you need to learn all about those taxes that needs to be submitted to the government. Good thing about here, Miss Norma, is that the government's always there for you, but in our country, it's sad to say, and I'm telling the truth, that it's really hard to depend on the government. Unlike here, they are there to support you. They have these things that you need to apply or something so that you can stay afloat as a business owner. So those are the things that are helping us or helped us.
This past fall, like Kalie Wang at the Cape Breton Regional Chamber of Commerce Business Awards, Nani and Aby were celebrated at the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce Awards. The Strait Area Chamber of Commerce represents the business community of the region surrounding the Strait of Canso on both Cape Breton Island and mainland Nova Scotia.
We know that immigration is critical to our population growth, to our economic growth, and to getting the new skills we need for the business and investment opportunities that growth brings. How fortunate it is that we are a place where newcomers want to come and build their lives here on this island with us.
Tyler Mathis is the president and CEO of the Cape Breton Partnership. And yes, he's a very kind boss.
The Immigrant Entrepreneur of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding entrepreneur who was born outside of Canada and has started a successful business in the Strait area.
As with Kalie's award, the Cape Breton Partnership also sponsored this award.
So it is my great pleasure to present the 2022 Immigrant Entrepreneurship of the Year Award, Nani's Esthetics.
There was no shortage of applause and joyful tears. Aby spoke for both she and Nani.
It is truly a great honor for me and Nani to be here with you all, to share in this momentous occasion. It is such a great blessing to have our small business recognized in this way by the Strait Chamber of Commerce.
Back at their salon, the award prominently sits on their main reception desk. A year ago, they were able to bring Nani's daughter and their 9-year-old grandson to Port Hawkesbury. I remember your grandson watched you guys receive your award from the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce. What did he think about that night?
Oh, he was proud. He was proud that is my Papsi and Mamita got an award, and he was telling to his classmate that we have an award. So yeah, even my daughter, she was so happy. And our success is their success too.
That makes sense. And what does your grandson call you?
Mamita.
And
Papsi.
Papsi, I love it. Okay. Mamita and Papsi. That's beautiful. Okay. What would you say is your, and you both might have different answers to this, your favorite part of being a business owner here in Port Hawkesbury?
My favorite one is my clients. My clients, they are my family. I spend time with them more than my family. Yeah, it was my daughter, she was in the Philippines at the time. So I spend time a lot with my clients. And it's not only my clients, they are my friends.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How's everything?
Beautiful day.
Yes.
First day of spring.
Yes,
No,
today is
so
the
nice.
spring.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, just give me a second there.
Thank you. Nani's Esthetics, good morning.
When Nani's daughter Hazel arrived from the Philippines, she became their receptionist.
Yes, Miss Cindy.
Aby's brother arrived last year as well.
I can say that we are complete. We have our family here.
It's safe to say Nani and Aby are doing great. They're settling into their business and looking to expand. In a fun, full circle of life kind of way, they're in the process of hiring someone through the same program that brought them to Canada. It's called the Atlantic Immigration Program. The federal program is administered locally by the Cape Breton Partnership. It allows designated businesses to bring in workers from other countries. Aby and Nani are waiting to hear about a massage therapist from Dubai who they hope will join their salon. And business aside, Aby and Nani are truly embracing their life here in Cape Breton, Unama'ki, including their favorite pastime.
The fishing. I love going fishing, and this is the number one that why we move here, because when we planning to come here, me and Aby, we Googled the place, and I said, oh my God, there's a lot of fishing there. I love it. And the Cabo Trail, and My favorite is summer. Yeah, there's a lot of nice places here in Cape Breton. Everywhere you go, people is nice. Yeah, they're really helpful, and even they don't know you, they try to give their help.
What type of fishing do you like?
I always go to Causeway. It's a mackerel. It's fun to catch the mackerel. That is our relaxing every time that we have day off. Now I'm encouraged Aby's brother to go fishing on summer, and he's excited. And my daughter and my grandson. Yes.
Cool. Okay. So I love to go fishing too. I go with my dad. For trout fishing. It's been a little bit, but we need to get out again. But it is fun, and to connect with your surroundings and have a getaway.
Yeah, and meet some friend there. There's so many people there that you will see.
And do you eat the mackerel?
Yes, that's our favorite. Aby's favorite.
Yeah, fried mackerel. I love that.
And we go camping. Yeah, there's a lot of nice places here.
Like Kalie, Nani, and Aby, thankfully there are many new folks around the island trying out new ideas. Or perhaps they're making their own traditions new here in Unama'ki. Aby and Kalie offer these words to those teetering on starting their own businesses.
I hope and pray that this recognition can serve as an inspiration to all the newcomers and many others in the field.
As a newcomer, if you don't think that you can start a business, I'm an example to prove that you're wrong. And if I can do it, so can you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for listening to episode 3 of Welcome to Cape Breton. I'm Norma Jean McPhee Zink. This podcast would not be possible without the beyond awesome communications team at the Cape Breton Partnership. Jeremy Martel, Kate Collinette, Carly Appleton, and Michaela Epifano. Special thanks this episode to the kind folks at NovaStream for the audio content from the Cape Breton Regional Chamber of Commerce's Excellence in Business Awards. And continued thanks to those who lent their voices for the opening. Kalie Wang, Graham Marshall, Anne Landry, my dad, Neil McPhee, Des Ong, Ankit Wadwa, Claudia Andre, Amandeep Bhatia, Nalima Singh, Tiaga Morea, Omar Tageldin, and Nadarni Headlam. And we want to hear from you. There are over 7,000 languages in this world. If you're living here in Unama'ki and you didn't hear your mother tongue, get in touch. My email is normajeen@capebretonpartnership.com. Stay tuned for future episodes where you'll meet more people from all across Cape Breton Unama'ki, including an impromptu Kalie in Judik. Also, a new family in Marguerite embark on a food adventure where they're growing both food and community. And then over to Victoria County, where we'll meet one of the visionaries behind the expanding adventures at Cape Smoky. Lots coming up. Wishing you all a super day.